Greetings and salutations, Earthlings. Zube here. And I have not spoken yet today because I'm alone, and hearing my voice just now was kind of weird. It's like 12:30 in the afternoon. Anyway, I'm Zube, and I'm going to be doing a random collective reading. If you have never been here before, welcome. If you have, welcome back. Let's bless us. If you are interested in a personal reading, astrology, or tarot, you can find my information below. I do them over Zoom or in person if you're in Texas and sometimes Colorado. Okay, all of my readings are timeless. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Do not force anything to fit you. If this reading isn't for you, and you'll know, I always know right away if a reading is for me or not. Then you can check out some of my other timeless readings. And if I'm not the reader for you, there are plenty of others out there in YouTube land. So today the something I'm going into this with is authenticity. I watch, like, on YouTube, I see some cynical stuff about spirituality, and it always makes me laugh. And sometimes I flinch, you know what I mean? Because it's like, oh, yeah, like we're in the real world. At the same time, I like to find a purpose in everything, you know. And there's so much about the middle way, like Taoism or whatever. Oh, I forgot to email that guy back. Anyway, that sometimes it's hard to navigate that middle way, because for me at least, finding the middle way can lead to overthinking. And I've been wondering, like, okay, what is authenticity? What does authenticity mean to me? Like, what I don't know. Like, it's just, I guess, not worrying about it, right? It's just not worrying about it. It's clumsily sharing my thoughts and all of that, which is really all I want to do. And maybe me clumsily sharing my thoughts lets other people know it's okay to be fucking clumsy on this path. You can stumble down the middle way. All right. So there's my awkward intro. Sometimes my kids get embarrassed because part of the reason that I drank was because it made me feel more comfortable around people. And so now if I am being awkward, I'll just come out and say, oh, yeah, you know, now that I'm sober, I'm just an awkward person. They roll their eyes at me, but it's true. Anyway, all right, so we're going to do a card for the internal, a card for the external, and then the higher perspective. So for internal, we got the Queen of Swords, which is kind of interesting because here I am talking about being awkward and clumsy and overthinking and all of that. The Queen of Swords swords are air. That's our words, communication, mentality, our mind, thinking. And the Queen of Swords is like about clarity, but she's also about listening, because the queens represent like receptive energy. So maybe this is a time for us to listen and contemplate, but to intentionally organize or arrange our thoughts. And then on the external, I have the hiccups. On the external, we have the Ten of Pentacles. And the Ten of Pentacles, Pentacles are earth. So this is a card of legacy, of longevity. What's, the long-term bigger picture? What are we trying to build and create? It's also everything, everything will ultimately work out in the end. It's kind of like when I describe the Ten of Pentacles, I think of, if you're in your life right now and it's kind of mucky or awkward or clumsy, you get up in a helicopter and you look at your entire life over, many years, and you'll see there are ups and downs and twists and turns and forests and clear pastures, whatever. So this is what the Ten of Pentacles makes me think of. So we're listening, we're contemplating, we're organizing our thoughts in the interest with the intention of being articulate and having more clarity and understanding. And then I put a card up here for the higher perspective, like what does God, Spirit, Universe see looking down on us, thinking and contemplating, and the bigger picture. And we have the Six of Swords. So again, we have swords, our mentality, our mind, and they're moving. This is moving away from drama. So look, the water is wavy behind them, and they're heading towards calmer waters. It's not bright and sunny. It's still a little bit overcast, so we're not moving towards like woohoo, like the sun, but maybe we're coming out of a period of confusion, and it's time to integrate and sort out everything that we're thinking. With the Six of Swords, I always point out that we're carrying our previous lessons with us, but we're moving away from the dramatic, the choppy waters. We're carrying the wisdom that we've gained into the unknown, but it looks to be calmer. So it's a card of actually healing and gaining clarity of the situation that we're moving away from, with the bigger picture in mind, so that, that's what God sees going on with us. We're making sense out of things. What's going to help us get there? Whoop. So what's going to help us get there? I got the Five of Wands, and then the Two of Cups came out together, which is kind of interesting because the wands are fire. Fives are always conflict, and wands are action. So this is active conflict, competition. It can be fighting. It can also be friendly competition, like a competitive edge. The Five of Swords that's like a lot more, generally it's more painful conflict, because swords are like swords. With the Five of Wands, these are teenagers and they're playing war or a fighting game or something. There can be injuries in this case, but it can also just be, the card can represent just like friendly fire, kind of friendly playing. And this is for the betterment. Like, why do we play competitive games? It's so that we can get better at something or to become better people ourselves. Good sportsmanship can still be in this card. So how can we get toward this place of healing? I think what this is representing is that we have to see how the conflict is going to improve us. We have to use any sort of conflict in our life in order to grow, and Two of Cups, to build relationships with other people. Maybe we're in conflict with other people, but through that conflict, there will be growth. You don't want to hide from conflict. I mean, okay, it's kind of making me think of this. Like, one of the I'm thinking and learning and growing a lot personally, but one of the things that I've realized is that it's really easy for me to be peaceful and okay, and I'm like, how much do I reveal? It's easy for me to be peaceful and okay and feel healed when I am able to spend a lot of my time alone, like I did this morning. And there can be growth in that. There can definitely be growth there, but that isn't a place where I am going to grow to my full potential. Back when I was drinking, I hated being alone. I didn't like myself, and so there's definitely value in the fact that, well, fuck it. Like, I like who I am by myself. I'm all good with me. But there are other ways that we can grow in relationship to others. So maybe that's kind of what we're looking at. The Ten of Pentacles, interestingly, too, is family. It's like an elderly man. This represents the querent, which is the person whose cards are being read. Looking at their children and grandchildren play at the castle, or the place that they built, and being cognizant that they went through a lot of trials and tribulations to get to this point. That's why it's the card of legacy. Like, life is not always, but often long. And, this is appreciating all of the hard work and effort that this person went through to get to a place where maybe it's not about the enjoyment that they are getting of the things, but the being able to look at their children enjoy what they have worked so hard for. So this is like the bigger picture. And maybe that's what the Queen of Swords is coming to. Like, she's forward thinking, she is analytical, she's critical. Let's see. I am going to pull one of these. Dun, 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 dun. Meadow. It's kind of funny. Meadow. Success, blessings, positivity. These cards are cool because they're all skeletons. Okay. And meadow is exactly the word. I think I said, I don't know. I don't even know what I said. I said field or something when I was talking about the helicopter going up. Maybe I said pasture or something, but I was thinking of a meadow. Sometimes, you're going through more treacherous territory, and other times you're in a more pleasant territory. And so your spirit guides are encouraging you to be grateful and to relax. They love the energy of pure positivity generated by appreciation. They want to witness your heart overflowing with joy. You obtain a tremendous amount of power and influence over reality once you can let go of moments in which you feel disempowered, embarrassed, or vulnerable. Begin by appreciating more, and a habit of gratitude will imprint on your mind more frequently, even if you aren't emotionally attached to a positive mood or the gratitude isn't entirely genuine. Radiate your light with appreciation and attract all the wonderful things meant for you. You are deserving and on the verge of completion. Reverence and thankfulness can help. Don't take yourself too seriously. By learning to not take everything so seriously, you learn to live for yourself. When you surrender, you don't lose your light or power. Rather, you elevate your vibration and continue to shine brightly in alignment with spirit. During difficult times, it is extremely important to remember or discover reasons to be grateful. What experiences or activities can you come up with to help you appreciate yourself more? Try positive affirmations and compliment yourself. So, as I was reading that, I was thinking about when I was in rehab, and there was this sign up on the wall that some previous rehab people had made, and it said, "An attitude of gratitude never relapses." And when you're in rehab, you're going through some pretty intense stuff. And I remember one time I was just like, fuck gratitude. But then I laughed, and it was funny. And sometimes I would be doing, because gratitude is something that gets harped on in rehab. And I would do dumb stuff like, I'm so grateful that I have toothpaste to put on my toothbrush. And I was even being snarky about it. Like snarky gratitude, because I knew that I had to do a gratitude list. But I did do my gratitude list. And there was something about even the snarkiness of it, but acknowledging things that I did have, that made me actually appreciate my fucking sense of humor, first of all, because I don't know if I'd have been able to get through my entire life without it, frankly. And that got me here. I mean, who could imagine, not me, that I would be where I am more than 7.5 years, almost 8 years ago when I was in rehab. And I remember going to an AA meeting, and there was a guy who was like, sometime from now, you're going to be stressed out in areas of your life where you don't even have areas of your life right now. And when that happens, be grateful for that. And that always stuck with me, because I definitely have areas of my life right now where there's stress that weren't even areas of my life at that time. And that's always true. We can always find something like that. So this meadow card and, this Six of Swords, like maybe there is still conflict that you're going through, and maybe there are conflicts in relationships that you have going on, but know that, that's how we improve. That's how we become better people. As long as we are in Earth School, we're always growing. We're always going to grow. I remember, why am I remembering so many things today? I remember another time when I was doing a reading for somebody that I more or less consider like a guru, of mine. And I was really grateful that the call came at the last minute, and I just pulled out my cards and did the reading, because if I had had time to anticipate, like, hold on, I'm doing a reading for somebody that I consider like my guru, this is weird, and I probably would have freaked myself out. But I was doing that, and in the course of the reading, the situation that I was reading about was just a life situation that is typical of like regular human beings with life situations. And for me, it was like, oh wow, because pardon the joke, but like I thought my guru walked on water, and like nobody walks on water. I mean, except, I don't know, we're not gonna make this really complicated. Maybe Jesus did, but whatever. I was like, what? Like, they have regular people problems, and we all have regular people problems. All of us. So, let's get a final word. What do we, how is Spirit helping us? How is God helping us? Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is balanced giving and receiving. This is fairness. So this man is giving alms to the poor, which someone could look down on somebody else in that position. I mean, the people receiving it are kneeling, but he's holding the scales in his hand, and that represents fairness and integrity. This man is giving because he has been in a position to receive. And so he's not giving with strings. He's not giving with an attitude or condescension. The people are kneeling out of respect, but he has respect for them also. So how is God helping us right now? Who in your life do you have balanced and fair give and take situations with? You know, where do you see balance and fairness in your life? Who are your people? Who do you feel like you are on par with? You know, who can you share your struggles with? I'm going to pull another one because and the Six of Pentacles can also represent like a gift or giving. Like if you're in a position, are you in a position to give? Are you in a position to receive a gift? Keep your eyes peeled for that. There may be on the horizon, there may be situations that would be beneficial to you where you can give or receive. And don't assume that it's receiving, because this is reminding me of something else. Like in AA, there's a saying where you can't you can't keep what you don't give away. And that's like a weird saying, but the philosophy is that if you're struggling to stay sober, then what you do is you help another person with their sobriety, and that emboldens your sobriety. That helping others. Wow, it was 2222 on the timer. But maybe you're in a position to be helpful to other people, and that can take you out of your own bullshit. You know, maybe you're just kind of struggling in some bullshit right now, and it would be helpful for you to get out of it by helping another who is struggling more than you are. And then you can be grateful for the situations that you're struggling with, because whenever I sit down and think really hard about having other people's problems, I don't want them. Like I literally would choose my problems all day, every day over other people's problems. I mean that. I guess because I really don't want to be anybody else. You know, I like my experience. I know my experience. I'm familiar with it. That was a weird reading. Anyway, I hope you got something out of it. If you're still here, thank you so much. Please like and subscribe if you like what you see here. And I hope you have a great day on Earth. Peace. Namaste.